Excuse me? Miss? Oh my gosh! Somebody come help! She's dead! Oh. Whew. Nah, girl. The only thing that's dead is my anxiety. I'm meditating. I'm trying. Wait. So you're telling me you're just laying there and your anxiety's gone? Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, sure. I'd like to try. Right there? Okay.
Okay, meditation. Yes, I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. What is she doing? Alright, close my eyes, take a deep breath, clear my mind. Gosh, she makes it look so easy. A specific way I should be breathing? Through my nose, through my mouth, do I hold? Okay, overthinking it. Deep breath. Whew, alright. Oh, I'm kinda hungry. I wonder what she's thinking about, or what she's not thinking about. Wait, who is this girl I'm so blindly trusting?
Hi, I'm Christina, the girl that you're blindly trusting. Welcome to my first ever video on this channel. I'm really glad you're here, so thanks for being here. And today I'm talking about something that is really close to my heart and is really the main reason why I kind of started this channel. This is the one thing that I really wanted to get out into the world. It's just something that has improved my quality of life so much and kind of shifted my perspective and helped me get through life a little bit easier. And I think really anybody could use that kind of tool, that kind of skill. So hopefully you guys get something from this. So what's this one thing that I'm going on about? Meditation. First things first. What comes to mind when you think of the word meditation? When you hear it, when it's spoken so highly about because it brings so much inner peace and like mental clarity and all this stuff, what's the first thing that you think about? I would say for most people, they have this kind of traditionalistic and honestly kind of like mythical association that makes meditation harder to relate to and makes it harder to attain and to begin your own practice because it's kind of intimidating. They kind of associate this image of this, you know, bald-headed person with this robe draped over them. They're in like full lotus pose and they're levitating and they're drinking banana onion juice. Respect if you got that. Yeah, but sometimes meditation really intimidates people because they're like, well, I can never do it because I can't sit still or I can't seem to clear my mind. And it's always that association for some reason that meditation is this silent practice where you can't think about anything, you have to be at peace, and that's a lot of pressure. Sometimes I can't even do that, so I'm making this video today because I want to debunk that myth that that is all meditation is, because it's not. So when you hear the word meditation, mindfulness is usually following very close behind. That's a term that I think is very closely associated and intertwined with the word. You gotta know the difference between the two to be able to really move forward, right? So what is meditation? What is mindfulness? Meditation is a practice. It's your practice. Mindfulness is a quality. When you meditate, you know, you are coming closer to yourself. You're coming home to yourself. And what that means is you're more aware of what's going on inside of you. And mindfulness is simply the art of consciously living. So what does that mean? Consciously living is just being aware of everything. So awareness is key. Being present, of being aware of your surroundings, your environment, yourself. Once you're aware of the things that are going on in your life, you will be able to meditate. When you dedicate your time to cultivate a meditation practice, you simultaneously will cultivate the quality of mindfulness in your life. There's so many different forms of meditation. There's moving meditation, there's breathing, there's mantra, there's just sitting, laying, whatever. Anything can be your meditation. It's completely catered to you and you set the parameters for what you want out of it and how you want to get there. So, How did I start meditating? About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was in a really dark place. I was going through like a really awful breakup. I was having a lot of stress at work, and it was just, for the first time in my life, it felt like I was at rock bottom. Emotionally, I was just wrecked. It was actually the first time that I had ever tried going to therapy, which is really interesting, very helpful. Apart from that, I turned to a lot of self-treatment. You know, I was exercising a lot, specifically yoga. I felt it was really helpful in terms of giving me something to focus on rather than how shitty my life was, or seemingly shitty, and giving me something to focus on that was entirely mine, under my control, and entirely my choice. Choice and control are like very common themes in my life that bring me a lot of happiness and stability. It's the Capricorn in me. I downloaded a few meditation apps and I just did not like them. First of all, they just wouldn't shut up sometimes, but I wasn't a big fan of that. And another thing is they just kept talking about these concepts and like these ideas that were foreign to me. I just kept internally spanking myself. So it was like, oh, I'm not doing this right. Like, oh, I can't shut my mind up. And it was causing me more stress than it should have and I was looking for, right? I'm sure that's a common experience for a lot of you, is like you're trying to meditate and you're like, frick this, I can't do this. It's too hard. And I can't like shut my mind up, so whatever. And you just go about your day grumpy. Overall, I ended up just doing my own research and I was like, well, you know what are the moments in my day that I feel peaceful? And for me, it was after yoga. It was after a class where I'm just laying there in Final Shavasana. That was the one thing that I tied to meditation. It was like, all right, well, Final Shavasana is a sort of meditation, so I like ran with it. I like took that and I ran with it. I was like, this is my meditation. Slowly but surely cultivated my own practice in getting to a place where I felt complete serenity. That's how I began meditating, is really just wanting to shut my brain up. You know, I just couldn't stop. My brain was running a mile a minute and I just couldn't find any sort of relief until I was like, you know what? I love control and I love choice. So I'm choosing to control my thoughts, and it worked. And I know it can be a lot to take in, so I want to offer this analogy to you. Meditation is kind of like cooking a really great homemade meal. To make a homemade meal, you gotta get your hands on a recipe that'll tell you what to get and what to do. This is me telling you how good meditation tastes and offering you a recipe. Now, once you've decided that you want to make this recipe, you gotta get the supplies. You can't just make say, lasagna with a can of tuna, 4 spinach leaves, and half a bottle of ketchup, or whatever else you're mindlessly harboring in your fridge. Then you follow the instructions and you end up with this amazing dish that you can enjoy for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then you can continuously do it for as long as you want or however many times you want. You follow me? My aspiration and my hopes for this video is to make that meditation process as straightforward as that for you. I'm currently telling you about this amazing thing. I'll help you get to your own mental grocery store to be able to prepare your mind, execute the instructions, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And I promise you, you are going to want to do this again and again and again, because it's just that good. All right, so on to the best part. How can you start meditating, and how really you already kind of are in your own way, you just don't know it. Have you ever just started your day, you're going through your day-to-day routine, and you're about to leave your house. So say you have to get from your house to your work, or home to school, or from one place, point A to point B. And it's, a route that you've taken hundreds of times before. You don't need a GPS to get from point A to point B. You get into your car, turn on the engine, maybe put on some music, a podcast, whatever, and then all of a sudden, you're at work. And you're like, oh wow, how did I get here? Well, I guess I gotta get into work now, like I kinda wanna finish this song or finish this podcast. Okay, and you turn off your engine, you get into work. That little section of time, that journey that you had, the commute that you made, that technically is kind of a moving meditation when you were just, mindlessly doing one thing and you were on the road and you were just like, man, this is easy. Unless you live in a place where just people can't drive and you're really stressed out, Florida. Yeah. I mean, you think about it, you were going from one place to another and you weren't thinking about what you were doing really. You were aware for sure, you're aware of your surroundings, you're very familiar with what you were doing, your muscle memory knows how to operate that car, but in your mind, you knew exactly where to go, what to do without having to think about it. Now, I like to identify that as a sort of moving meditation. You weren't thinking about really anything else. Maybe you were thinking about what you had to do at work that day, or maybe you were thinking about, oh, like what am I gonna have for lunch? But most of the time, you're just focused on the road, you're focused on what it feels like to be in your car, and you're focused on whatever you're hearing. Most people are meditators, you're just not realizing that you're doing that. Being able to mindlessly but mindfully do one thing, such as driving from one place to another, that is moving meditation. Another example is for pet owners. When you're taking your pets out and you're taking them out for a walk, or even if you're just going on a walk by yourself. That moment where you are just enjoying something, where you are walking from point A to point B and then back, or walking your pets. If you just take a second to look around at what you're doing, the love that you have for your pet, or the love and appreciation that you have for the nature around you where you're walking, that is moving meditation. You are consciously living in that moment and doing something without really having to think about it. I think the main point in this that I want you to take away, if you take anything from this entire video, is this. We are all natural born meditators. It's a birthright for us to be able to find our mental peace in this way. You already are meditating in your own way without even knowing it. It's really important to acknowledge and be aware of the fact that you can do this and you already are, because then the intimidation and kind of like unattainability that this practice has attached to it for a lot of people, it really just disappears. Bringing awareness to the fact that you are able to do this, and you kind of already are, is a crucial first step in understanding your own ability to be able to find your peace. Now, if any part of this video has been interesting to you or has resonated with you, and you are thinking about your own meditation practice a little differently, or you're eager to start and you're very interested in finding out whether you can create your own method, which you absolutely can, I have created a short 10-minute guided meditation video, kind of going through the way that works for me and hopefully will work for you. Please feel free to check it out. I will link it right here. Hopefully I can figure out how to put the link in the image, link in the video thing. This is my first video, like I said, but yeah, so it'll be right there, and hopefully it brings you some sort of peace or helps you get started in something that could be a very beneficial and very beautiful part of your life. Please let me know what you think about meditation and mindfulness, and if you already meditate, what is your method and how do you do it, how does it feel? Any comments, questions down in the comment section below, and I'll try to respond, and definitely am eager to look through them. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you'll stick around, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!